What's up? This your boy CJ Goodfella back with the Boxing Clinic. Here bringing you the much anticipated Shawn Porter versus Keith Thurman prediction video going down this Saturday. You know, to start off, these both guys had a long layoff between this fight about a year. Shawn Porter coming off the Broner fight. Shawn Porter, you know, really got on the scene after coming off a draw with Julio Diaz and then come back to defeat Julio Diaz. Um, Jumping in Kell Brooks' place for the IBF title fight, beating up Devin Alexander like nobody had did before. Shortly after, demolishing Paula Nalinaji like nobody else did before, even the likes of Miguel Cotto and Amir Khan. Um, so, he has some buzz about him. He did lose to Kell Brooks, um, a while back. And Kell Brooks is looked at as the number one welterweight by a lot of people, even though I do not agree with that. He has to prove himself in consistently fighting good opponents, not these bad opponents like Jojo Dan and Kevin Brazier and Duncan and Devin Alexanders and the Diego Chavez's of the world. But that's another argument for another day. But in that fight, Kell Brook really kept it basic, 1-2 down the middle. Shawn tried to get on the inside and work. Kell Brook held and worked on the inside enough and showed the dimension to his game that a lot of people didn't know Kell Brook had, and really opened a lot of eyes to hardcore boxing fans and casual fans that he's a staple in the welterweight division, and they're here to stay. And he was able to match Shawn's physicality in the whole match from the outside to the inside. Shawn Porter is not a strong outside fighter, and therefore Kell Brook really had his way. And when Kell Brook started to win on the inside, it was pretty much over with. Keith Thurman, a lot of people, criticize his resume and say he hasn't fought the top guys. People clamor for him to fight Robert Guerrero, and then after he defeated Robert Guerrero, people, detracted on that. A lot of people don't know, or some people do know, that after Shawn with Al Heyman, shortly after, he made his HBO debut, it was supposed to be versus Marcos Maidana, one of the biggest punchers in the sport at the time. He was just getting with Wilder Garcia, and Garcia really changed Marcos Maidana's boxing life and gave him a lot of tools to be a way better boxer that he never had before. And they were still building that camaraderie and felt Thurman was too dangerous, so Thurman fought another guy and destroyed him. And he fought Bundu, and he fought Collazo last time out in his hometown, Tampa, Florida, I believe. And then Collazo hit him with a good body shot, and Thurman said it was a sweet, perfect body shot, and injured Thurman. Thurman almost went down. Therefore, having a lot of people starting to think Shawn will be able to do the same thing. Sometimes, you get hurt in the fight. Everybody get hurt in the fight, and it is what it is. But to get into the tactics and the strategy, for Shawn, he's like I said, he really is not an outside fighter. Doesn't throw a lot of straight shots. Likes to jump in with sweeping hooks. So Thurman's gonna have to keep his hands at home and be defensive responsible, which sometimes he is if he's just not really thinking all offense. And Shawn is physically strong. He used to compete at 165 or whatever middleweight is in amateur. I think he defeated Danny Jacobs. He fought Andrade in the amateurs and a lot of big guys. And he's going to be a physically strong. And I think Thurman is one of those welterweights that can match his physicality. He's very, very strong also. And Shawn's a couple inches shorter, so we don't expect Shawn to be successful on the outside, even at the welterweight division. He's going to try to get on the inside, chop Thurman down, expose Thurman lack of inside game, which he really showed he didn't have versus Guerrero. Thurman really is a fast starter. I wouldn't call him a front runner. He kind of maintains his pace does drop, but he maintains it enough where we can't consider him a front runner. Because Shawn's going to try to get on inside, maul him, chop him down. Thurman's going to have to get some type of inside game to fight Shawn. Later in the fight, early, it's going to be on the outside. Thurman's probably going to jump out to a little bit of a lead. But Shawn's going to, as the fight goes on, Shawn's going to really start to get on side and try to make it difficult for Keith. And Keith's going to learn how to have to hold and work on the inside similar to Kell Brook. And lose the Kell Brook game plan and come down with the 1-2 down the middle to keep Shawn from, just having his way on the inside. And, Brook was really, really hurting Shawn with the 1-2. and scoring with that big right hand and hiding it behind that jab. So I'm thinking that Thurman's going to follow the same game plan and mix in the hook in there. But he's just about to having to maintain on the inside for for Keith, and Shawn being on the inside and be able to work. And I think Keith chin is in question, his body's in question after his body threshold take is in question after Collazo. But I still think Keith wins, mixing in the 1-2, mixing in the hook. I think he knocks out Shawn Porter in the 10th round. I really feel strong about it, but may it be a good fight. This is your boy CJ Goodfellow. We gone.